Fix It Tony here. Thanks for clicking on the video. So we have another vehicle here to start on the Mobile One Advanced Clean. This is actually my daughter's car. It's a lease, so it has 20,000 miles on it. It's been factory maintained until now. So we'll take a video inside and see what she looks like, see if we can keep her clean with Advanced Clean. Also, the reason we brought it is it's a turbocharged engine. So this is a 1.5 turbo, and we'll see how it does. We'll see if turbocharged engines, you know, that's the big difference between the GS5 and GS6 rating, is whether or not the engine's turbocharged. The biggest issue being that hot oil in a hot turbocharger does damage. So we're gonna take a look and see what it looks like with the factory oil, take apart the factory oil filter, see how she's doing so far, and then we'll do an oil change on her, and then we'll monitor when we bring her back. So let's get started. We'll take a look at the top before we get her up in the air here. I always like to take a look inside the valve cover here. They block your view on the newer engines. I don't know why they do that, but you can see it steaming off a little bit there. These engines, these turbocharged engines run hot. They put a lot of wear and tear on the oil. And we'll pull the air filter out here, take a look at that. Again, I like to, sorry, blocking your view here. Take a look at these. It is time for a new air filter, so we'll go ahead and put that on the agenda, and let's get her in the air. We'll double check our other fluids. Brake fluid looks good. Coolant. And we're looking good there. Okie doke. So Honda went to the dark side and did what all the other manufacturers are doing to save a little bit on fuel economy, putting stupid skid plates down here. So it's a couple screws in the front, a couple flathead turns right here on the tab. So just keep those to the side there. And then we can pull this out. Looks like there's a little bit of oil residue down there. Not sure what's happening, but we'll find out. Oops, looks like I forgot one. Let me grab that last one. That's one of those. All right, so we got it down. Let's take a look around. Everything looks okay. A little bit of oil residue here. Not really sure where that's coming from. I will tell you, this transmission is hotter than you know what. Actually, it's concerningly hot. Actually, I don't like how hot the CVT is at all. I'm going to make a note of that. I mean, just barely touched it. It almost gave me a serious burn. And then we have oil all over the place right here. I don't know if this is from the filter or where that came from, but definitely a lot of oil residue in this area. I'm hoping it's not from the oil change. I don't know how it would have got over here, but we're going to keep an eye on that, see where that's coming from. We'll go ahead and get our socket on here and start draining our oil. I'll tell you, these turbochargers, they make these engines run horribly hot. I mean, this thing just ran across town, and I'll tell you, working around this, it is freaking hot. Crazy, crazy hot, actually. Concerningly hot. I don't like it at all. So hot that I don't even want to carry this drain plug. When I take it off, I'm going to let it drop. This thing has not been running long enough to justify how hot this thing is. But holy Christ, this thing is hot. There's some black oil. But again, turbocharged engines like this, especially where all these manufacturers are going to, it is super hard on the oil. So we'll drain this out, we'll do the filter, and then we'll take a look inside the two and see what we got. I decided to grab my thermal camera to show you guys. I mean, the oil, even going in there, is still well over 100 degrees. It's heating up the barrel. But I'm really curious about this, because this transmission is super hot. So let's see, 115, saying to 162 somewhere. Oh, it's up there against the oh, that's the crossover pipe. So I guess it's not that horrible, but man, you can see how much heat is living in there next to that oil pan. That's the oil pan right there. Let's get a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. That crossover pipe is really getting that oil pan hot. I don't know if that was the best place to put it, but and then you put that little cover on the bottom, and it just keeps all that heat in there. So you can imagine how hard it is on this engine and transmission, having that hot pipe right next, turbo down pipe right next to the oil pan. So that's pretty hot. Okay, so we have our new drain plug washer on there. And we'll go ahead and tighten this bad boy up here. Sorry I'm not using my Meta today. I've been having a few, they did the update and I've had nothing but problems with connection since the update. So I'll be heading into the Meta store to go figure out what's going on with that. Not sure if you guys are having the same problem, but we'll get that tightened up and work in this oil filter. Alrighty, there we go. Alrighty, and we'll grab our little grabbers here and Loosening that. Actually, that was not tight. Not even a little bit tight. I think that's why we have a little bit of oil coming down here. They left this oil filter not tight. But again, if you don't get these tight and it's this hot underneath here, you are going to experience an issue with it loosening up on you. So we'll let that drain. Get that drained out, and we'll pop our new filter. Alrighty, so let me get a rag ready for this. We'll get this oil filter down. We're gonna take a look inside, see how she looks. Probably gonna get a little bit more oil. I tell you, just these turbocharged engines, man. I've done thousands and thousands of oil changes. Turbocharged engines are generally the worst because they just get so hot, especially these front wheel drive ones. There's nowhere for the heat to go except in this area. And when you put like they did, this kind of a coffin in here, it's makes the problem a little bit even worse than it normally would be. So get in here and wipe her down. Make sure there's no gasket up there, which there's not. We'll actually torque this thing down, not the way they had it. We are going to go to Mobil 1 and this filter. I've had complaints about them in the past, but I don't know what that one was about, because this one doesn't feel thin like that one I pulled off the other car did. So maybe they bought a counterfeit filter. I didn't do that oil change, and it was actually the customer who did it. I gotta ask him. Maybe he bought it off eBay or something. I tell you, eBay and Amazon sell so much counterfeit stuff. Don't trust anything you buy off of there. Go to a parts store, spend a little bit of money, make sure you get the actual part you're paying for. But this car takes the M1110A that replaces the I think it's 7317 and then the factory Honda filter. So if you're going Fram, we're going to put that on tight. Oh, not like they had it. We'll clean this up and then we'll open that filter. All right, we got her cut open. This is our Honda filter here. Open her up. Good quality, a little thin metal, but not bad. We have our anti-drain back valve. We don't see anything crazy going on there. Paper cartridge. This is a cheapie. So one part assembly is pressed in with the drain back valve, but this looks like a cheap Valvoline filter, to be really honest. You don't see anything crazy in there. No buildup, no sludge stuck in there. It is a new engine, but these turbocharged engines do produce a little sludge. And yeah, you can see it. It's something I showed you on the previous cars, on that Ram with the turbo. Carbon gets into the oil on these, and it's just because of the direct injection. And this is why it's important to use something like the Advanced Clean or the Valvoline, because it helps keep those rings clean from these direct injected engines. It's just really, really tough on these setups, and this carbon will end up causing problems with those low tension rings. So anyway, I forgot to take a look inside the engine, so we're going to go back and take the oil drain plug off, put another washer on as we take a look inside the engine. Okie doke. This is usually easy with the Meta, a little more difficult to do this way, but we'll go to get in here, take a look, see what we're looking at. That's the window tray. Already kind of seeing some varnish forming, and we turned off for some reason. That's weird. Well, my battery died, unfortunately, but I just want to show you have two of these little screws. You turn them, flat heads, turn them half turn, they come out. And then you have actual screws right here, right here, right here, and right here. So just make sure you get those. And I just wanted to make a point. Just because you take a car to the dealer doesn't mean a mechanic's working on it when they do oil changes. It's usually the guy that they pay minimum wage, maybe $1 or $2 more, that's doing your oil changes. So it's always worth double checking work sometimes, because if that oil filter came loose, starts spewing oil, a lot of times some of these dealers don't take a responsibility for that, and that's very unfortunate. But I've seen it happen before at my previous job. I would say that hopefully they would do that for you, but not all the time is that what is done. So we'll get her on the ground and get some oil. Alrighty, so these just barely take just below 4 quarts of oil. So more the reason you need a really good quality oil in these. That's not a lot of oil. Got a hot turbocharger, a lot of things going on. Make sure you give the bottle a really good shake. Make sure that it's all mixed up really good. And then we're almost there. Go ahead and put this aside. We'll get her started. We'll check our oil level. We're just at our oil change light in the car. We're going to start her up. Let her build oil pressure, turn it back off. We're going to push the button twice. That's going to get us to the on position here. We're going to use this button over here and scroll. Let's try it again. There it goes. We're going to scroll down to maintenance. And it'll take a second here. I thought I needs to get some gas in here. You'll see this pop up, and then we're just going to press and hold. Not sure how long it's going to take, but we're going to press and hold it. And still waiting. Oh, there we go. All due items. Very good. Reset complete. Took a second, a little bit longer than I thought it would. So anyway, let's go check our oil. All right, so 4 quarts of oil. If you let this thing hot, if you have it hot and you let it drain all the way out, it does need 4 quarts. So we're going to be monitoring this car. She was using the manufacturer 10,000 mile. I'm going to recommend we don't do that, but going forward, car otherwise looks in good shape. The video got cut a little short for the inside. You see a little bit of varnish forming, which is why I get concerned about these oils, because this only takes 4 quarts of oil, and that's really risky to me. But anyway, thanks for watching. Scribes going through the roof. I appreciate all of you guys, your lurkers out there who are watching and not subscribing. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but helps me out so much. So like, comment. I'll get to your comments. Have a great day.